Good evening to everybody. Today's night being the day 5 of our training, virtual training on Excel for data analytics. Today's night is 24th April 2026. Tonight, let me introduce myself briefly, the way I do. My name remains Dr. Timothy A. Ogunleye. I'm the founder and chairman of Board of Trustee, Timar Programming Consult, and also a faculty member of Osun State University, Osogbo, Nigeria. This night, I'd like to introduce to you our speaker, Umbo, who has been taking us for the past 4 days. Being the last day of our training, we are going to have some parts of this training for the fact that I was informed by that his system is not fully charged. So wherever the system collapsed today, we are going to continue that tomorrow by 8 p.m. like I've told him, tomorrow being Saturday, 8 p.m. That means today's session will be 2 different sessions for us to complete our course contents. So this night, let us welcome our tutor, Umbo, to take charge the class. Umbo, please, over to you. And I think you're going to give us much more on what we expect, even beyond what we expect from you. So let me try to make you as a co-host while you continue to share your screen. Thank you. Take over from me, please, Umbo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited once again to anchor this session. This is the last session, so I believe we will do better. All right. So good evening, everybody, once again. So please don't mind my system. My system is just the battery is so low, just like Doctor have said. So, but I will try as much as possible to deliver what we have for tonight. All right. So real quick. So we did something yesterday, and then we stopped. I think we were able to finish everything. So we'll go back to our data set. And then we'll continue from there. So today we are going to be visualizing. I believe you can see my screen, right? All right. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, that's good. That's incredible. All right. So what we'll do today is we are going to be using pivot table. All right. So pivot table is used to visualize data and all the stuff like that in Excel. So we'll be using pivot table and probably get into dashboard creation. All right. So strictly, if you are with your laptop, if you are with your system, I would love you to go open to the last the data set that we did yesterday, the finishing part. Mind you, how many of us practice what we did yesterday? If you did practice, can you show by sending a reaction? One. Only one person practiced yesterday. Two.
I did.
3. All right. So today will be all right. 4. All right. So today only 4 people out of what we have about 20 here. Only 4 people did. That's incredible. All right. So today basically we are going to be doing what we call pivot table. All right. So firstly, before we go into the pivot table, so this is what we'll do. Remember, we convert every column into their respective data type. All right. So briefly, so this data set is called food cells. So as a data analyst, you are asked to maybe you have been given this data set, and let's make this class interactive. You have been given this data set. What do you think will you will be able to? What insight do you think we can create from this data set? I would love to hear your feedback from this. What insight do you think we can give to our investors or to our organization using this data set that we have cleaned? Mind you, we have finished cleaning the dataset. So the dataset is ready for visualization. Do you understand? Do you get? So what do you think?
Yes.
What do you think can be done? What do you think? What insight can we create using this dataset? Yes, I want your
Yes, sir.
feedback.
No,
Yes,
number one, yes, we can decide, or we can generate the most the product that sells most in the market,
that's number one. That's incredible.
and yes, we can equally know the area a particular product is being sold at the highest price in the market.
Right?
I
That's
mean,
another
in
one.
the area, that city where the a particular product is being
So,
sold. So then we now decide that, okay, we take more products. Then we can equally know the product that is not performing well in the market, so that we'll be able to find out why it's not performing in the market. Let me stop there for now.
all right, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm clapping for you. All right, so somebody can also try
Okay.
from where
Thank
you
you, sir.
stopped.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello,
so
Yes,
sir.
we can.
Hello, sir.
yes, continue.
Yes,
Can I go ahead?
I think
Yes,
going by,
Dr. Philip, continue.
yes, going by what we have in each of the cells, we can make some deductions. The table presents the sales in different months and different days in the month. It also shows the regions, the city, the category of what is being sold, the products and quantity. So each of these, we see the unit, we see the price, we see the total price, and so many other things. So each of these cells, each of these columns carries a volume of what we can actually interpret. For example, all what the previous speaker said can be deduced. The rates of what is being sold, the quantity and the regions, the market at which quantity is being sold, lot of all this. In fact, the dates, various days that we can determine the days where we have each sales, the days where we have the least sales, we have, the best market, the best performing market, the best performing product based on, the figures given. All this can be extracted from the tables that we have. Thank you, sir.
All right, so incredible. That's incredible. One more person. I heard
Okay,
a
so we
female
can
voice
also.
there.
Good evening.
Go
Okay, so
ahead.
we can also generate the total monthly sales per product.
Total monthly sales per product.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Even per day per product. That's to see the product that sells more in a particular month.
Okay. All right. All right. That's incredible. I love that. All right. So let's kick start it. All right. So what you need to do if you're with your laptop, your system there. So let's kick start it. I love all your suggestions and all your ideas. Those ideas are very, very incredible. So what we need to do now is to go to the business, right? So we want to give insight. We want to create insight. Remember, I said we should. Okay, that storytelling. You need to know how to give a storytelling of what you have created already. So we need to create insight based on this clean data set. All right. So what you do is to control A, highlight everything, and then go to insert on the menu bar. Click on insert, and then look at your left. You will see where we have pivot table. You also see where we have recommended pivot tables. All right. So if you click on recommended pivot tables, you will see what we have. We will see a lot of recommended chart that they have, like by default, they suggest that you can use. All right, so something like this, but we are not going to follow them. All right, so we'll use what we call pivot tables so that let's start from the scratch so that I see how this thing is being done. Are you following me? All right, so we'll click on the pivot table. Pivot table easily arrange and summarize complex data in a pivot table. So take note of that. Pivot table easily arrange and summarize complex data in a pivot table. So we basically use it to arrange and summarize. Most especially the keyword is summarize. We summarize everything that we have. You understand? Using a pivot table. All right. So we click on the pivot table, and then a small box will come up, and then you click OK. All right. So I hope you can see my screen, right?
Hmm.
Can you see my
Yes.
screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right. All right. So you see a small box there. So what do we need to do? What we need to do is you will see by your right hand side, you will see small field, a small pivot table field. So what you need to do, you have to click on these guys so that you check out what you want to summarize. So can somebody suggest the first thing we need to summarize in our pivot table? Let's be fast. I should go ahead. All right. So I would love to summarize monthly sales. I will click on this small drop down box. I'll look for month. Instead of using days of the week, you look for month. And then I'll also click on total price. All right, I'll click, I'm done. All right, so that is that. So this is month, and then this is total price. So I can rename this to be monthly sales. And then why we have this to be our total price or total sales. All right, so that is that. And then so the next thing is, as we have summarized this, so if you see that we have about 2,000, so we need to convert whether to naira or to dollars. So let me use dollars, because I don't trust naira. We don't trust our naira. All right, so I will go to you highlight all the numeric, all the numbers, and then go to insert, and then you will see, go to home rather, and then you will see under the number format, you see dollar sign, you click on it. You can use euro, you can use pound, you can use whatever I want to use. So I'm using dollars. All right. So our money is in dollars. So you can now see the month. You can now also see the month that has total number of sales, and the total number of sales in a month. Do you understand? So you can see the sales that was made in January. You can see the sales that was made in February. You can see the sales that was made in March, and so on and so forth. Right? Okay. So in that also, if you want to check, maybe if you want to summarize it based on the highest sales, or based on the highest sales made by that month, what you need to do is you just click on any of the cells, and then you right click, and then you have where they say sort. Now, if you click largest to smallest, you will see it will pop up. The month to swap. Do you get the month to swap? The month to swap. So, example, look at this. You see now, the number one day is June. So June has about $3,428. Second to November. Those, so you see, um, in June we had a great number of sales. During June, they had a great number of sales during June. They also have a great number of sales in November, and then they also had a great number of sales in December. So if you check, wow, what really prompted, what really made this guy to make a lot of sales, and why did they make low sales in February and in July? What really happened during this period? So you can go through, maybe you can remember, if you check the date, it was 2020. So maybe was it because of lockdown when did lockdown really occur? Which month of 2020 did lockdown occur? Something like that. Trying to make findings of what happened, trying to make research of what happened or why this thing is like this. Do you understand? Trying to be how do you call it? Inquisitive, trying to inquire on why they made so much sales in June, why they made so little sales in February. Do you understand? That's the work of a data analyst. All right, so I'll go back. So that is that for that. So we've summarized this. So we've seen the total number of total sales made in January, total sales made in June. All right, so the next thing we need to do is to create chart using this guy here. So we need to create a chart that will show us this. So I'll click on it and then I'll highlight it. And then I'll go to where I have pivot table analyze under the menu bar. Pivot table analyze. So when you click on the pivot table analyze, you will see where we have pivot charts and also recommended pivot table. So you click on the pivot chart. All right. So when you click on, can you all see my small box that pops up?
No,
Hello. You cannot
you
see.
cannot see the box.
All right. So maybe when you do when you follow my steps, you see it. I don't know. All right. So a little box will pop up, and then you will see that box is a chat box. All right. So now
Okay.
I want to check the monthly sales each price. So now you need to be very, very creative on the kind of chart you should use. So month since it is kind of month, so I will choose line chart. Now I will give you assignment when you get home or after this class, just go and study on charts. Do you understand? Like when to use line chart, when to use pie chart, when to use bar chart, when to use area chart, when to use surface chart, when to use histogram, whatever. Do you understand? So go and study charts, line chart, all those charts, pivot charts, when to use them and when not to use them. All right. So we want to see the trend of how sales is being made in the month throughout the year. So if you use normal histogram, it may not really show well. So I would love to use line chart because line chart will really communicate the information well. So this is the line chart. I now click OK. All right, so it now pops up. So all of you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
If I squeeze it, you will see during June. If you can interpret the chart, you will see that we had a great number of sales in June, right?
Yes.
You can see, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. And then you also see the next one is February. So the next one is um which month is that? Which month was that? November. You also check November. You see November followed June. So line chart really shows us that line chart really shows us a very, very physical, like he tries to communicate that this thing is trending. Okay, line chart basically help us to see the high and the lows of the market prices in the year over the years. So you see that June is has a very high total price. Why which one? January, I mean February, right? I think February has has the lowest. Yeah, February has the lowest total sales for the year. So if you see, I didn't mean we use bar chart. Let me show you how bar chart will look like. So this is how bar chart will look like. Go to pivot table analyze. You click on pivot chart, and then we use bar chart, and then just bar chart. This is how bar chart looks like. Have you seen? Do you like bar chart?
No,
It doesn't look nice, right?
Mm-mm.
If
Not
you want to
at
interpret
all.
this, you will not be able to interpret it well, right? All right. So you need to
Yes.
really know how to use those charts. You need to know how to use those charts. Very, very important. Very, very important. We can try another chart, pie chart. Look at pie chart. Does it really tell the story?
No
Does it really
quite.
tell the story? Eh?
No,
It does not
No,
tell.
no.
it doesn't.
This
It
one will be
doesn't tell. All
better
right.
for
Let's try another one. Histogram. Um, I think we use bar chart. We use column. Let's use column chart. What of column?
better.
It's fine.
Column is fine, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Which other one again? Um, this is area. How do you
This
see
is
the area
what?
chart? This is area chart. Area surface, like the surface area.
Okay.
How is it?
Mm, I think the column is better for me.
Okay, the column for you is better.
Mm,
Dr. Philip, what about you?
Yes, I like the line
The
chart.
line. So now you see what this is what will make different analysts unique. And this is also what will make some analysts better than others. So being able to decipher which chart you should use to interpret a particular message, or which chart will be best good to convey a particular message is very, very paramount. Do you understand? You need to be very, very detailed in your analysis. Do you understand? So the way you analyze your data is the way your company will run with it. So now imagine that this company want to know what happened in June. What really happened in June that we had a lot of sales? Don't you think they will prefer something like this and also something like the line chart? They will say, "Oh, look at February. We had a very low outcome. We had a low outcome. Okay, let's try. Let's go back to our line chart. Remember, pivot table analyze under the menu bar, pivot chart, and then we click line chart, and then we click OK. All right, so now your company, they want to really check what really happened. Which month had a lot sale? Which month really had small sales? So now they're like, oh, what's really happening? What happened in June? What happened in June? What happened in this? What happened in that? Do you understand? They get to know what really happened. So okay, so that means we really had a lot of sales in June. Do you understand? And then we really had low sales. We had low sales in which month? In February. So we need to do something about that. So helping your company to visualize their data gives you a plus. It helps your company, to make a good decision. That's what we call decision making. Do you understand? You analyze data for decision making. All right. So a company will be able to analyze, be able to decide on what to do. All right. So we had low sales on February. Okay, there's something we need to do about this. Let's do something. Maybe let's do promo during February and something like stuff like that. All right. So that is that. We now go back to our chart, to our this thing, to our data set. We go to insert again. We highlight it again. Go to insert, pivot table. Then we click OK. Now, mind you, we assume that we are done with the other one. Remember, what happened here is this. What happened here is this. Let me just explain something here. All right, so All right. So okay, I'll explain what I'm supposed to explain here in the next this thing, the next pivot table. All right. So what next do you think we need to bring? So in case you delete this pivot table view, you can right click on this pivot table and then click show field list. It will pop up. All right. So what else do you want us to analyze? Excuse me. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What else should we analyze? Okay, for me, I'll analyze which region had more cells. Region, which region? Is it the north? Is it south? So region with total price. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I will rename this to be region. All right. So what do I do next? I'll highlight it and then give a dollar sign. All right. So now I've seen now we've been able to see that um which of the region had more cells. Okay,
Eastern.
so from the what? Heat, right?
East,
Yes.
yes.
All right, so we control A and then we highlight it and then we go to pivot table analyze. Let's visualize this thing using chart. Can somebody suggest the best chart we can use to visualize these two entities?
The
Bar
same line.
charts.
Mm.
What do you say?
Bar charts.
Bar chart.
Bar charts.
Bar chart.
Histogram.
Bar, histogram.
The cell are too small. Histogram will not present it.
Either we can use
Pie
pie
chart.
chart.
Pie
We
chart,
can use
Pie
yes.
pie
chart.
chart. Yeah. Or we can use donut, whatever, whether either of the two. There are a lot of them. You can use pie. We can use bar chart. We can use
Column.
column. Yeah, column. So in my previous this thing, what I did, I used column. But this one, let me use um um donut do. This donut called this one is called donut do. So take note though.
Okay.
Donut. All right. Normal donut that we eat. That's the
Mm.
name.
It looks like one.
All right. So now if you want to do away with this guy here, or you can see these total cells, right? If you want
Mm.
to clean it up, you just right click and then you will see remove all field bottoms on chart. You click on it and everything will disappear. All right, so you can now see your visuals well. And then if you want to write the name, you can type it whatever thing you want to type, or you can give it whatever name you want to give. So you can say region by total cells. Region by total cells. All right, so and then now you will see this plus button. Now this plus button is a chart element. You can add, you can remove anything on the chart, such as title, legend, grid, and data labels. Understand? So I can click on this and then maybe I want to add something or chart title or legend. I want to remove the legend. Legends are those. Did you see something disappear, right?
Mm.
This place that you saw blue for east and orange for west, those things are called agent. I'm sorry, legend. So if I click on it, it will disappear. So basically, we use that legend so that anybody that is reading your this thing will be able to understand what is happening there. Do you get?
Yes.
All right. So somebody will know that okay, blue is his, and then orange is West. All right. And then
Mm.
this one that looks like paint is the chart style. Let's see. Maybe you don't like the style, you can change to this one. Can change to this. Can change to this depending on what you want. Can change to this depending on what you want. Which one do you like? Do you like this one?
This is
Okay.
better.
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. This one better.
The
Let's
first
go.
one. It's personal
Let's
choice.
go with the lady's choice.
There was one that was wider.
Uh-uh. No.
This one.
This, yes.
All right. So you can work as you can do whatever thing you want to do with it, right? So now if you have this, that means there's no need for the legend. We can remove the legend, right?
Yes.
All right, and then we can expand our chart. All right, so region by total sales. All right, so we move to the next one.
Hello, sir.
We can continue insert. Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to input the pivot table as to describe it,
Uh,
but I discovered maybe my own Excel is maybe advanced or lower than your own. It didn't display it exactly
did you
as I
did you
have it,
did,
you being
did you
displayed with
highlight
your at your hand.
who is talking? Is it Dr. Philip?
Yes, sir.
Did you highlight the clean data set that we did yesterday?
I did highlight it.
You highlight it. Now,
Yes,
when you highlight it, go to don't click on anything. Just go to insert on your menu
insert.
bar.
Yes, I did.
Check the left hand side. You will see where we have pivot table, and then recommended chart.
Yes, my own is if at the left hand side. So it's pivot table, then recommended. Yes, I see the two.
Then click on the pivot table.
Okay, I did.
So as it pop up,
Yes, it gives me another set. It
yes,
said pivot table, it says select range, something like that.
yes. That is it.
Okay,
Click. Now you will see a small box will pop up. You will click on the new Excel sheet,
new sheet,
new
new
workbook,
worksheet. Yes, it's there.
new worksheet, right? Click on
Yes,
it. Say
yes.
okay.
Okay, I should click OK now.
Yes, click okay.
Okay. Yes, it brought a pivot something to the right and to the left.
Okay. Now this is what you are talking about. This is what you're talking about. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Good. That is it. So that is where we are going to. All right. So stay there. Let's analyze something else. My battery is remaining 19%.
Oh,
All right.
sorry
So let's
about
do
it.
something before it goes down.
Okay.
What should we analyze next? Let's check product, most sold product rather,
Okay.
right? Yes, most
Oh,
sold
so
product.
let's see.
Um, Most sold product, that will be product versus total price, right? You
Hmm.
click on product and total price. Do you have something like this? Have you done it?
Yes, sir.
Just click on the box, all right, and then you rename the row label to product.
Okay.
Product sold, and then you double click on this sum of total and then turn it to total 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 sales. Click OK. All right. Do you have it? Do you have something like this?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. So you highlight all the numbers and then go to home. You click on your home on the menu bar and then click on the dollar sign. Or you can put whether you want to use Naira, you use if there's Naira there. You can click on more accounting format and then look for whatever you want to look for. I mean, I don't want to use Naira. I want to use dollar because I want to make money. All right. All right, so that is by the way. All right, so in this one now, we want to check the most. So at this point, I want to arrange it based on increasing order. So which of the product do we sell most? Which of the product do we sell most? So I will click on the one of the numbers. I'll right click on it. Now, when you right click, you see where we have sort smallest to largest, sort largest to smallest. So I'll click on sort smallest to largest. So you see we had low sales and the total sales for banana is $179. Then but they have sold the highest, so the highest sold product is carrot, about $7,410, right? All right, so we can highlight or control A, highlight it, and then let's see how we can try to visualize. So when you control A, when you highlight it, you go to your menu bar, you see where we have pivot table analyze. Have you seen that?
Yes.
You click on it. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Have you clicked? And then you go to your right hand side, you will see where we have pivot charts and the recommended table, pivot tables. Have you seen that?
Yes.
And then you click on the pivot chart. When you click on the pivot chart, something will pop up. The box will pop up. Do you have something like that? Insert chart, different chart will pop up, right?
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yes, trying to look at it.
And so I will be using bar chart. I'll be using bar chart.
Okay.
So you can see my bar chart. Are we following? All right. So what
Yes,
I'm doing, I'm trying to remove all the legends. How do you remove all those legends? By I take that again. Look at this. Look at the screen. You just tap on the all those icons, all those legends inside the chat. You right click and then you see we have hide or fuse button on chat. I click on them and then all those things will disappear.
Okay.
And then I click on this down. I don't want these figures. I'll delete it. And then I go ahead to expand my chart. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So do you have something like this? Is your chart looking like this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we can come here to click on this brush or click on the button first, click on the plus, and then now you will see chart element. You will see axis title, chart title rather. You will also see data level, you will see data table, and you might click on it depending on what you want to do. You see error bars, you also see grid lines. I don't want grid line. If grid line is thick, you remove it. I don't want grid line to show there, but you can leave yours. So I'll remove the grid line and then you will not see anything there. You also see trend line. So in case you need it, depending on what you're working on, you can put it, and then I think that's all. So you can use that to edit whatever thing you want to edit. Have you done that? Have you done that?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. That's incredible. I think I'll call that a night. My battery is shutting down.
Okay.
All right.
Hello.
All right. Yeah, it's understandable. So that's
Thank you,
understandable.
sir.
My battery is shutting down right away.
It's understandable. So by tomorrow, like we said, we are going to continue
Yes.
tomorrow by the grace of God. By 8
Yes.
p.m. tomorrow, just within 40 to 50 minutes, we are going to finish it up.
All right, no problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you
So,
so much, sir.
on behalf of everybody,
Good night.
Good
I want to
night.
say
Thank
thank you.
you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Oh,
God bless you.